You know, it's not very often in this lifetime, especially nowadays, where we get to come across something or somebody where in the future we sit back and say, wow, that changed my life. Maybe for better or for worse, but nonetheless, being able to sit back and say, wow, that changed my life about something is kind of few and far between, at least nowadays. Like all the riders out there, I can say, damn, riding has changed my life. Now, when I was a little kid, the house I just rolled past back there, well, at least one of them that is, I grew up and I would sit in my bedroom and on this very road watch motorcycles pass as I was like a 3, 4, 5-year-old kid and think, damn, I want to know what that's like. I just want to know what that's about. It wasn't very often I got the opportunities to come close to motorcycles, let alone my family, except for like 1 or 2 people that I never really saw in my family rode motorcycles. Long story short for that is that I didn't really get to be exposed around motorcycles, but it didn't make me not want to want it any less. It's pretty cool to say that even as a kid, this is something that I wanted and yearned for. Now, that's not the story for everybody, that is. Even though it's pretty common with a lot of people, it's not everybody's, you know, beginning of their riding journey or story, that is. And that's completely okay. Everybody's got a different story, but we all seem to have the same outcome. It's funny because it's getting on Halloween time, and this time makes me think I gotta eventually dig out the picture and ask my parents and say, hey, where's that picture of like 4-year-old me with my Harley Davidson leather jacket that I still have sitting in my closet? They never got rid of it. Me dressed as a real biker brother. Yes, I gotta find that picture and post it on the post for you guys, so you guys can see that. When I was a little kid, that's what I wanted, and as I got older, I eventually started to fade out of it. As you know, scenes changed, the image changed up a little bit, you know, as years went on and I began to fall out of motorcycles and whatnot. But the older I get, the more something was missing in my life. The more want for more, the hunger for more, as I like to call it, became stronger and stronger. And it came to the point where I truly did not know what it was. Until one day, I went over to a friend that I met in high school. It was the first time going over to his house. He was still living with his dad at the time. And we were, I was long gone out of the hell yeah, motorcycles are so cool kid phase, I guess I want to say. I was way out of that. Definitely there was still something in me that it wasn't to the surface. So I went over to his house for the first time, and I met his dad, and we were gonna go hang out in his garage for whatever reason. And immediately to the right of entering the garage is a line modified Harley Davidsons. Oh my God. It was like somebody hit me so hard in the gut, and everything came rushing back from when I was a child, and that hunger for more was finally fulfilled. That answer to the question of, man, something's missing, just what is it, was answered. And I'm looking at these bikes and I'm just like, man, this is awesome. I kind of want to have this one day. And how I know it was that same feeling is because I had the same thoughts from when I was a kid and I would see motorcycles going on down the road. But the only difference between then and now was I can say to myself, wait a minute, I work for a living, I have money, I have time, I can do this. When I was a 4 or 5-year-old kid, I couldn't do that, obviously, but I was a 17-year-old kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can do this. I had my driver's license at the time, and I got everything in formation as far as like MSF. You know, I started looking into bikes and like really learning the, I don't want to say the culture just yet, but learning about, you know, the thing that we all go through when we first fall in love with motorcycles, and we really start to pursue the action of getting one, learning how to ride, and everything in between. I didn't know much outside of the 4 walls of my home. I didn't know much about my town, my city, let alone my state, because I had absolutely zero zip nada excuse to go out and explore. But when I was 18, I bought my first motorcycle, a 1985 Suzuki GS300L. Never actually ended up riding the bike, but it did teach me the inner workings of a motorcycle, what causes the sparks to fire, how does a carburetor work. It was a great learning experience, and it just added more icing to the cake that was. So shortly after I got that motorcycle, I took my MSF class. I passed that with flying colors because I was extremely passionate. Like, there was no talking me out of it. Of course, my parents were like, are you sure you want to do this? You know, people die on a motorcycle. They give you that speech, you know what I mean? That's what they gave me. And I'm like, nope, you're not talking me out of this one. Bottom line, not happening. And there was nothing that was going to stop me. And as time went on, I bought the 01 Honda Shadow. And you guys know the rest of the story. I landed on this motorcycle that I fell deeply in love with the moment I saw it sitting on the showroom floor at my power sports dealer. I'm like, I have got to have this bike, and I got that bike. You know, if it wasn't for riding absolutely changing my life, I wouldn't have a lot of thoughts on certain aspects of just all around things of life in general. I wouldn't know what it's like to have the satisfaction of knowing what hard work can get you or where hard work can land you, because hard work landed me a absolute dream motorcycle of mine that I would daydream about, look up videos on, you know, picture, and just me riding from a third-person view, or even this view right here. And yeah, I'm like, I had to have it. And if it wasn't for learning how to ride and riding changing my life, I would not be doing what I do now. I wouldn't have that satisfaction feeling at such a young age. I mean, I got this when I was 23 years old. It's absolutely amazing. I put in the blood, sweat, and tears to get where I am now. Riding taught me that, and riding also gave me a very detrimental part of my who I am, my character, and that is my sense of adventure. Because like I mentioned earlier in the video, is that I had no desire to go out and see what was past my city lines, what was outside of my door of my home. But these two wheels right here gave me the opportunity to look at the road, look at the scenery, and look at life in a whole new way, with a way more open sense. And the amount of freedom that I get, the stress relief, as hokey as it sounds, nothing else matters on this motorcycle except for my safety of coming home after each ride. Nothing that stresses me out at home, at work, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, whoever. Nothing else matters when I'm pulling back the throttle of this bike, or any bike that is, and what's around me, because I can say, you know, it's not so bad. This is what reminds me that it's not so bad. It's not so bad. This is different than in a car. This is much different than anything else that you can imagine. Riding changed my life for so much better. It has made me meet new people, go out and do new things, and see things in eyes that I would have never, ever seen if I had never saddled up on any motorcycle, that is. I hope you guys can say the same thing that I did. It's not what you ride, it's the journey that you go on. Everybody has a different story. Whether you ride absolutely everywhere that you can, ride anywhere that you're willing to, just so long as you have the desire to do so. Don't stop. Continue forward. You're gonna fall. It's just getting back up. It's doing things that make you scared, that make you question the outcome, that give you the biggest thrills that you could ever have to one live in and look back on. I hope you guys get to experience that. It doesn't matter if you're a 20-something-year-old kid or a 60-year-old man where you say, man, I hope I can get back at this. It's stuff like that. Whether you're on your own, or you're with a friend, or you're with a crew of people, the feeling that we all get, it's really the same. In some sense, it is different. It just depends on where you go on your journey, where you want to land, and how bad do you want it. I hope you guys ride safe, and I hope riding changed your guys' life for the better, because I know damn well it has mine. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, Esoteric Rider, support your local veteran, be safe, and ride free.